Good morning, Blue Lulus. How you doing? I've been thinking a lot about this Joker administration and all the different words that we could use to describe it. Scary, authoritarian, and totalitarian. But honestly, I think that their word for themselves would be whoops. Whoops, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to tank the global economy. I'm going to change my mind. Whoops, I didn't mean to send that guy over to a foreign camp with amazing concentration. That was an accident that I totally, absolutely intended because he is a terrible person, so much so that I'm just going to Photoshop tattoos onto his hand and pretend as if that means something that it doesn't. Whoops, I thought that everybody knew that if you wore a Chicago Bulls hat that absolutely meant something bad, like you were affiliated with But whoops, there's no way that the people in Germany don't know exactly what that image that Dark Batman made on that big party, that was an accident. Whoops. Whoops! We added a reporter on a signal chat. Oh my god, you guys. It was just an accident. What do you mean? And in their latest whoops, they said that the letter that they sent to Harvard that was threatening to remove all of their federal funding unless they basically followed all of their anti-DEI initiatives, they said that that letter was sent in error. Mind you, it was clearly annotated. It had lists, it had demands, it was 46 pages long. It was absolutely not a whoops. And then when Harvard said, "What are you talking about?" It absolutely wasn't. They said, "You should have talked to us about it first. You should have called to make sure that that's what they really meant. Why are you so serious about it? Why are you so upset?" And that right there is yet again Narcissism 101. Doing something terrible and then making the people who recognize how awful it is feel as if they're crazy and overreacting. Well, we're not. Well, if you're feeling alone, don't, because there were 1,400 protests all across the country yesterday, and there was even some across the pond. I do find it interesting now that they're no longer using that will of the people argument that they leaned on so heavily in the first month or two, because it is becoming clear every single day that that's absolute nonsense. The Supreme Court, with the exceptions of course, Clarence Thomas and Justice Alito, blocked the Joker administration from sending Venezuelans back over to the place where Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been. And there are a couple of women who are coming out and they're talking about what they have experienced after having been on that plane and then been sent away. Whoops. The contempt proceedings continue, and the Joker administration has until April 23rd to either completely bring Mr. Garcia back or to provide the judge a detailed list of every single person who has been involved in this decision and hold them personally in contempt. And now for the criminal contempt cases, that becomes pretty complicated because it's the Justice Department that is in charge of actually litigating that, and the Justice Department is obviously ruled by Pam Bondi, but Judge Boasberg said that he is fully willing to appoint a special prosecutor in this case. But in terms of civil contempt, they can't do anything about that. The president does not have the power to pardon people in terms of civil contempt charge. And so any person, especially someone who has a law license that is found in contempt, can instantly be disbarred and lose their job. Looking at you, Bar Association, I think you have more than enough evidence to get rid of Pam Bondi's bar license. And then what happens if that happens? Can she still be the AG? Feels like no. But Dr. Oz shouldn't be in charge of anything medical either, and there he is. Yesterday, he came out and said, well, the way that we're going to cut costs is just to stop making people get sick, obviously. If people aren't sick, they don't need medicine, so we're just going to make people not be sick anymore. Okay, good luck with that. Additionally, the Joker administration is attempting to take all funding for Head Start down to exactly zero. 50% of the funding from that program goes to rural areas, and a lot of those areas don't have any other options for early childhood education or child care at all, and that is going to impact working families very intensely. I don't remember him promising to make us poorer and stupider in all of his rallies. I remember us saying that. I don't remember him making that as a promise. He has also defunded our weather association so intensely that they are running at less than 50% occupancy for the people that they need to make accurate weather predictions. Yeah, that's not going to have any impact on hurricane season, tornado season, or any of the farmers that you have already absolutely screwed from your tariffs. So we're getting dumber, everything is getting more expensive, we don't have as much money, and we also won't even know the weather. Are we great yet, or is this another whoops? The Vice Penguin will not be rolling one of those 30,000 eggs that the Joker administration has procured for its traditional egg rolling ceremony, and instead he's in Rome at the Vatican. And he got there and was expecting to have a meeting with the Pope, and the Pope said absolutely not. And he sent his second in command out to talk with the Vice Penguin and give him a lecture about compassion and love, and said, until you get your act straight, you don't get to talk to me. See, look, we're not all bad. And lastly, it is being reported that the head of technology in the Casablanca is saying that we have the capability to manipulate both time and space, making distance annihilated. Oh my God, please, please, for the love of all that is holy, do not give that man a DeLorean. Can you imagine what he will whoopsie-doodle? He would straight up whoopsie-doodle, I don't know, Adam and Eve, okay? So whatever you do, if that is true, you need to keep him as far away from that as you possibly can. Oh my God. The ability to manipulate time and space in the hands of Lil Marco, Stephen Miller, the Joker, and the dog catcher. Oh, what could go wrong? Whoops. I hope that you guys have a lovely, lovely Easter. The tomb is empty. He is risen. I hope you take care of yourselves today. And as always, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground. Hang in there. Ta-ta!